Hey guys, I'm RozaldVane, and welcome back to another episode of The Silver Case. Where we last left off was that we basically, continue as Tokio, Morishima. We're still in Suki, part 2, actually. And in the last episode, we were basically following the same sort of key points of what happens to Yukimoto's group and stuff like that. We found out who the bat truly is. So it wasn't Samio, but instead it was Hiseki? No. It is Hiseki, because Tokio also made the mistake of calling the guy Kiseki, which was weird to me. But yeah, it's Hiseki, the guy who is one of the blind dudes and stuff like that. It was a really huge, complicated reveal, and I think that I'd rather people who want to know who it was check the last episode. But in general, yeah, we're here at the end of this rope probably, because we now know that the Mikumo 77 is destroyed, bombed out. And Yukimoto Group's been also bombed out. But we found out how many people actually truly died from the Mikumo and the Yukimoto Group. We found out how much people actually passed away in that area, but thankfully not a lot of people died in that building, so that's the big one for me. Anyways, so I guess we need to talk to Red particularly, but I want to check this out. Window nothing? Yeah, I'll just talk to Red, screw it. I'll just try to end it here with the, whatever it is. Because I think once we're done with this, talking with Red, I think that's pretty much the end of the Suki Part 2. Because we already know everything, and I don't think they will probably add too much expose about what happens after the whole Mikumo 77. You've gone big again. How about it? We should go fishing together. Or maybe just sunbathing, I guess. Okay. I guess I'll just write it all up at once. I don't know what he's talking about. Write it all up at once. At the same time, Tokio should have probably needed to email Inohana about the bat situation, isn't it? Because he did say that. So there it is. Samio answered almost all of the questions I had, off the record. Of course, I just showed him the 4 mails I received from Hiseki. Samio checked them all. What's with the diamond? Is that like a break-off from the story thing? I'll call Samio, Fuyuki, and Hiseki the Mikumo boys. So yeah, this is the reveal of like the whole breakdown of the story behind Samio and the boys, so that we can kind of fully understand what truly went down. Because I kind of am not confused. I'm kind of confused, but a little bit. I'm more clarified about it through what we went through in Transmitter, but we don't have a full clarification of a full sit-down of the story. So I'm guessing Tokio is the one to summarize the whole thing to kind of make it much more digestible for anybody who is wondering what truly happened. I'll call Samio. Yeah, I already said that. The Mikumo boys were childhood friends. Samio has been their leader for the entire 20 years. 20 years ago, there was a beautiful girl named Riru Yukimura, who was like the 3 boys' idol. Riru was raised in a branch family of the Yukimoto group, and is a distant relative. Riru's family was given some of the Mikumo 77 land. Sometime later, the pollution problem at Mikumo 77 came to light. Mikumo was surrounded by a photochemical smog. Wow, it was surrounded by a photochemical smog. That's dangerous. And the river was full of water polluted by that narcotic. Soon, anti-industrial protests at the factory would begin as well, with demonstrations filling the streets every Sunday. Residents sarcastically referred to this as the parade. Oh. So that's why they call it the parade all this time still. I'm letting it all type out so that I can read in one swell swoop. The parade would get more and more lively each weekend, and then one day, the residents formed a violent mob and attacked the Yukimoto house. The residents, all effed up from the narcotic in the water, were terrified of the extremely beautiful and early maturing Riru, and believed she was a witch. What? Oh my god, that's messed up. So the narcotic influenced them to think that because she was beautiful, and that she's maturing a little bit too early, that she was some kind of witch? She's only a child. She's like not even an adult yet. Jesus. Riru became a symbol of the Yukimoto group family, who had caused them so much pain and suffering. That day, Riru's parents, terrified of the encroaching mob, left their daughter at home on her own and ran away. Wow, what is her parents doing? I hate these parents so much. It's your own... She's your legacy. She's supposed to continue forward. Continue your legacy for... Oh my god, these guys are such ass. No wonder it's like that. I kind of knew that was going to be the case. I thought they were like... I thought that the parents knew about Yukimoto's attack or something, but instead it's the whole town just literally just vying against the family in general, and so the daughter was the one who sacrificed, in a sense. Yeah, it was, in a sense, their sacrificial lamb, which is so stupid. The Mikumo boys barely managed to save Riru from the mob and brought her to the mountains to escape. But while Sumiyo was looking away, Riru was taken away from the... Oh, what? Riru was sacrificed and died because they tried to help her escape. An example was made of the three boys. For hearing Riru's word and being enchanted, Sumiyo had his ears stabbed out. What? Wait, then how was Sumiyo able to hear her all this time? Because his ear didn't look like he effed up his ear or anything, and he seems to respond properly. Yeah, because they said he stabbed out his ears. Then how the hell was he able to hear... Oh, maybe Sumiyo has been reading our lips all this time. I would be surprised if Sumiyo has been reading our lips all this time, and on top of that, he wasn't responsive, like super responsive to some of the scenes, because I haven't really paid attention enough closely to know if Sumiyo had his ear stabbed out so he can't hear anymore. For seeing Riru's cute disguise and being fooled, Hiseki had his eyes sewn shut. And for swearing allegiance to the demon Riru, Fuyuki had his mouth sewn shut. And then there, the Mikumo boys spent the next 20 years silently plotting their revenge on everyone. On everyone? Including the mob, I'm guessing? I'm guessing that they did probably plotted the revenge onto the mob and Yukimoto, because Yukimoto was the one who started it, but the mob was the one who encouraged it, or did the thing anyways. Sumiyo joined the HC unit. He became really good at lip reading. Yeah, I was right. And learned to control his intonation when speaking. Really, that's kind of crazy. I love that. I love how it's like a plot twist that Sumiyo has been only reading our lips all this time. But I'm also thankful that we've been kind of like... We've been pretty much lied to. We've been faked. We haven't been able to like read that from the artwork that's being shown. He faked all of his physical tests at the Central Police Academy and bribed an examiner to pass him for their hearing tests. Ooh. He used special radios and cell phones created by Hiseki to avoid being found out. Oh. Hiseki developed software that would convert incoming transmissions into Braille. Oh, Braille. Dude, seriously, this is crazy. This software was installed into all communication devices used by Sumiyo. The Mikumo boys' goal was simple: the complete and utter destruction of the Yukimoto concern. They put their plans into motion. For the Yukimoto mansion bombing, while Sumiyo gathered security for his stakeout, Fuyuki kidnapped Chairman Yukimoto and confirmed that there was nobody left at the house. And then Hiseki blew it up. After that, Hiseki committed suicide as planned, to ensure that they couldn't be traced. He had already set up the bomb at Snow Tower before killing himself. At the same time, Fuyuki had Chairman Yukimoto on lockdown. Fuyuki sent 2 videos to Investigation HQ to show them that Yukimoto was still alive. Sumiyo met with the locked-up chairman several times and made a promise with him to get him to destroy the Yukimoto group himself. Yeah, so that's why we saw Yukimoto, the chairman, pulling the trigger to blow up Snow Tower on his own accord. But I think he knows why, and he just chooses to do so because he knows that Sumiyo already has up to his neck with all the problems that he can have and expose them for it. Forced to make a painful choice, Yukimoto finally agreed. Fuyuki demands the ransom. Once it's received, he throws himself into the smokestack. Another suicide just as planned. Then Chairman Yukimoto blows up Snow Tower by his own hand. The Yukimoto group has now been scattered to the wind. But the story doesn't end here. The Mikumo boys' final target was Mikumo 77. They still had the purification of the cursed land on which Mikumo 77 stood and the release of Viru's restless soul to take care of. So I'm guessing they're destroying that place because they believe that her ghost, her spirit, is still in that city or that town all this time. So the only way to let go of it is to kill the past, as Sumio has been trusting himself to believe in. Sumio didn't mention it, but there's no way the Mikumo boys would let that dilapidated town remain. Anyone who's seen the grotesque remnants of Mikumo 77 would agree. Diamond. AKA kind of a way to split the story a little bit. Or split the thought, I guess. Does Sumio plan to die? Or does he plan to atone for his sins by continuing to live on? Where did Fuyuki and Hiseki's hopes lie? Of course, I have no idea. Princess Aurora slept the sleep of death at the top of the tower. Princess Aurora was reborn as beautiful as ever, but over the past 20 years, Riru would have been mummified and her remains would be turning to dust by now. This parade must have begun from the feeling that the princess couldn't be to return to such a filthy place. Yeah, if anything, if I was Tokio, yeah, I would pull out a cigarette just to alleviate the stress that I have been reading through that. Because that is... oh, so messed up. It's so effed up. I'm sorry. That whole situation really accumulated and just, like, exploded into this kind of crazy mess. And I'm happy that Tokio clarified it through his memos, because it made so much sense now that that's how the story went. Because Riru did die from the mob's hand, not only by her parents, but by the mob as well. So I'm guessing the mob died out on its own because everybody was already infected or contaminated by the water, I think, and so each one probably died due to the narcotics. And I'm assuming the old man was one of them, but he probably died already by this point. So it wasn't just two boys. That's where I first effed up. Oh, he's sending it to Erica. Subject, final riddle. I worked out the final riddle we had overlooked. By the way, August 2nd, 1979 was the day Riru died. Oh, and that's why the Mikumo 77 explosion happened on August 2nd. Right? Yeah, because we're currently on August 2nd, I believe. On the day of August 2nd. Or August 3rd. I can't remember because they don't tell you the date of what the current day is. As for 77564, when I showed it to Sumio, he laughed and answered. Apparently, it was the secret code he told Yukimoto to use to blow up Snow Tower. Oh, okay. Only the memories of the princess and the three boys. The clouds are dirty black and the village died out. Then, a nightmare-eating chimera disappears along with the wind. Oh, this is the poem. Yeah, that's the whole poem right there. The riddle. The wording was purposely confusing. This is just a simple joke, basically. This was just the bomb warning that Hiseki gave me. A princess and three boys. Only their memories. Mikumo was dirty black, and once the Yukimoto group had been wiped out, the nightmare-eating explosion disappeared with it. Wow. That is some truly crazy things. And that's pretty much the end of Tsuki as a whole. Yep, I was right. But I was wrong that it took me 5 minutes to finish Tsuki out for this episode. But that's fine. I mean, halfway through this episode's good. Yeah, like being a little bit halfway through this episode. Shell Shock. IA is coming soon. Tsuki. And that should be an achievement right there. What's the achievement called? Well, after this film thing. Film grain, I think it's called? Film window. Moon. Achievement unlocked. Cool. Saving game. 57%. I was assuming it would be like 62%, but I'll take 57. I mean, there is like three... Yeah, there's like about 6 more chapters left to go in this game, so yeah. Alright, let's continue with this next one. I did say we was going to go back to Placebo still. I want to catch up with I want to catch up with all of Tokio first before going into Life Cut and Transmitter, because I think Transmitter is getting closer and closer to the end. And every time I finish up a Transmitter, it unlocks whatever it is with Placebo. So I want to kind of be able to do a back and forth with the two, where one is kind of like a opener with the main juice and parts being shown to us as our own character, and then the other one would be like a cover up and a behind the scenes behind what the story is all about. And I want that kind of situation. Alright, but otherwise, let's go to this one, because this one relates to the idea that Tokio was going to get attacked by KamuiNet, supposedly. And on top of that, we also have a somewhat of a sort of like probably story behind Tomo, maybe, but I don't think there's going to be a lot about Tomo in this particular report thing. I'm guessing it's the fact that Tokio is going to be fighting for his life, trying to deal with whoever is behind the KamuiNet. So probably that's what I'm thinking, but we'll see. Let's go. And I'm glad it's just only one episode, not a part 1, part 2 thing again. Oh, it's green too, like the Transmitter version. Hell yeah. Looking forward to this a little bit looking forward, because I feel like there's more action here than the past Tokio. I'm starting to actually like Tokio's storyline a little bit. I think the early parts were too slow, but it's slowly getting better a little bit. A little bit better. Stop. Just there. Something wrong? The music is kind of creepy though. Live weight. Foot. It was a dream. Live weight or live weight? I don't even know what it is. I don't know which live or live was he saying. Alright. It's a little creepy music though. I'm a little bit creeped out. Now it's just dead silent. Ugh. A little creepy. Telephone? That wasn't the phone, was it? Window? Sleepy. Sleepy. Red? A dream, huh? What the hell? Alrighty. Computer. Let's go. Inbox. First things first. Inohana. Ooh, okay. Subject, KamuiNet. Last night, the International Environment Agency host computers were hacked by someone. And X-level data was stolen and published online. The published data was deleted by the same agency 2 minutes ago. Those who read the message are being tracked. This incident will likely not be publicized. The only data that was publicized was a link to KamuiNet on a BBS. A broad board something. I don't know what BBS usually sounds. I mean, I'm pretty sure I remember it from Mega Man Battle Network, where they define what BBS is, but I forget. The handle name used was Sayuki, probably some sort of play on Kamui's name. Activities on the net thought to be linked to Kamui have been building up recently. At the very least, KamuiNet needs to be marked. Look into online activities linked to Kamui. And who the hell's you? Who's you? Subject, found you. Hey, you didn't forget, did you? We just spoke a little while ago. I just tried doing an internet search on you. What a surprise! So you used to work for a gossip magazine, huh? You need to tell me this stuff. I should have you take some bikini photos of me. I mean, nothing weird or anything, though. Maybe just something on the street. If it's nothing too nasty. I could even get naked. How about we start there? Okay. I have a feeling this you is kind of weird. I'm usually at Ronnie Rockets pretty much all night. Lots of juicy information there. I also met this genius web designer. He said he'd make any website for me. Make my website for me. I'm gonna try to be any internet idol. I'm gonna try to be an internet idol. I'll let you know when it's ready, so check it out. More weird-ass mail. That's about enough of this crap. Another memo, here we go. I'm assuming that we'll also dive into the idol thing, the idol situation that the lady committed suicide. because I'm pretty sure it relates somehow to the KamuiNet problems. Maybe it's... maybe the KamuiNet was influencing the death of some people and also influencing some other stuff around the net in general. We'll see, because I know we haven't sent the email to our character yet through Tokio, so we'll be seeing that soon. I don't care for KamuiNet. It's probably because of all the fuss around Kamui, and me being sick of him, but on top of that, I also don't want to mess with somebody I know nothing about. Investigate the net? That's so vague, it makes me sleepy. By the way, even the HC unit has been chasing after lots of online crime these days. Apparently Unit 1 is especially all over it. There has been all this talk about state secrets being leaked and some sort of messed up plans being implemented, and whatever, but more importantly, the news about Sayaka Bayan is way more realistic and interesting. Who's Sayaka Bayan? I can't remember the name. I know I heard of it before, but I just don't remember the name. Excuse me, choked on the water a little bit. It involves the internet and everything, from what I gathered. It looks like for the entire week leading up to her suicide. Oh, it is her, okay. Bayan had been secretly filmed, has been secretly filmed in her apartment. The magazine I used to work for was all over that stuff. But it was only for a moment. At dodgy websites and underground clubs, you could buy secretly filmed videos of her final concert for 10,000 yen, which is $100. Is it really worth it? I guess it does, yeah, it kind of is worth it. Like, that's not too expensive. If somebody said they would list it as 100,000 yen, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, if it was 100,000 yen. But if they pay for like 10,000 yen, it's not that much. It's pretty okay. Or undated movie files of her diddling herself for 25,000 yen. Okay, that's a little bit creepy, okay. The prices for videos of the day of her suicide were 100 times that. Oh, really? Oh, that's sick, dude. People are buying 100, so it's like, what? 2.5 million yen? Maybe even 1 million yen for just the videos of her committing the videos from her day of being committed suicide, like the one that they said that they leaked, quote unquote. All kinds of fake copies flooded the market, and in only 6 days those prices dropped considerably. Yeah, because people found out the truth behind what those videos really are when they were not really anything. And I believe one of the dudes from the HC unit bought it for 100,000 or something like that. Digital data doesn't rot, so as long as copies can be made, the videos are basically worthless. Just consume them and toss them, that's it. Just like YouTube videos, like mine. Watch them and you toss them. Oh my god, that is so realistic though. Just watch the videos and that's it. And then they become worthless after you finish watching them the first time. Maybe it's for the best, I don't know. I mean, there's so many content we can watch these days that we can just watch and toss. For me, I technically watch them over and over again sometimes because I kind of like it, but sometimes I don't. And it just becomes a one-time deal. Same thing with Bayan's suicide. Nobody gives a crap anymore. From around the 3rd or so, it was already over. It's like a high school kid's fleeting hobbies. This is how the times are now. Including myself, the people of the world are numb to this stuff now. A super famous idol singer gets secretly filmed at home and then kills herself from the shock, which is effed up. But the fact that everyone is already forgetting that might mean that Sayaka Bayan wasn't such an interesting idol after all. That's kind of messed up of a thought, but it's true though, because like if you think about like a famous person, a celebrity who passes away, you know, the biggest point is that you'll forget that the person passed away, or you don't think about it, and then when it's brought up again, the name or their work that they worked on, you know, then that's when you're reminded that that person is gone. Like he or she has already forever left the world, and that the only influence they can get is through name, through experience, through memories, through whatever it is that they connected you with. But at the same time, sometimes if you don't even know that person to begin with, and you found their work later on, it's like they influenced you, but it's just a fleeting influence, you know, a fleeting moment of influence. But it kind of sucks, though. It sucks overall. There was a press conference about a year ago, just before Bayan's private concert. At the time, she just seemed like some annoying effing upstart. But viewing her through the monitor, she had this strange glow about her. Like she herself has been digitized. She had this balance between reality and surreality. Surreality. I want to say surreality because it sounds better than reality because it kind of... Okay, whatever. That's why she got famous. Then she got consumed out the ass. That phrasing, though. And subsequently deleted. This can only be called a tragedy. What is this? A sitcom? Everyone and their uncle is a goddamn comedian these days. Oh yeah, we didn't get to read the today's word. Today's word. Peeking at the ceiling through a hole in the pipe. This means having a very narrow-minded viewpoint about things. Yeah, I guess that's true. Tunnel vision is what they call them. Probably. Alright, where are we headed? 24 Precinct. So I'm guessing we're going to meet up with Tetsu. Or try to meet up with Tetsu. I mean, at best, I don't think Tetsu's going to be readily available too much now. Because I think he basically gets consumed by the fact that Sumio is no longer with him as a partner in a lot of the mess. Throughout this whole mess of Kamuidrome. I went to the HC unit for the first time in 3 days. Kusabi looked bored. Maybe it's because he has nobody to talk to recently. Ever since that crap went down, Kusabi won't talk about Sumio. At the very least, he has nothing to say to me. He keeps acting like nothing's happening. How's the investigation coming along? What investigation? I don't know, but you're probably still looking for underground sites and stuff, right? The hell are you talking about? Like on the internet? Ah, the internet, huh? Screw the internet. I agree, but there's a lot of crimes going down, right? Net crime? What was that again? I know I heard about that from someone, but I don't get it, to be honest. What is it the internet even for? I agree, but there are lots of things you can do with it. Whatever, I'm just not interested. It looks like the others disagree. Like Roz, etc. Oh, really? Well, whatever. What, you going home already? I'm going to the sauna to refresh and go home. Like an old man. Like an old man. He's calling us an old man when he himself is the old man here. What hypocrisy is this? Irony! Ah! Alright, well, it seems like we're just pretty much on our own here again. So I'm guessing this is when he probably sends the email to our character about some tipping or something, maybe some clue. What a freaking hassle. Maybe I'll just cheat. Cheat? What was the number again? Oh yeah, I've got a cell phone too. I haven't used it ever since the charger broke though. I mean, it makes sense if you have a preferred style of calling people. It's me. Who? Morishima. Oh, Tokio. Hold on, I'm in the middle of a chat. Ah, okay. I'll hang up then. What? Nothing. I'll just read your mail. Oh, okay. Oh, this is you. What a surprise. I didn't think you would call. So, Scout, then? I mean... Hey. Do you know where Kamui-net is? Nope, not really interested. I'll ask. Ask who? In chat, now. Would someone there know? The top page URL changes all the time because of copycats and fake sites and stuff. I see. Also, the real Kamui.net has a crap ton of links stuck to it. And nobody seems to be sure which is the real thing and which are fakes. Huh. I mean, I'm just reading what was told here. In chat, but... I thought you sounded kinda monotone. Okay, here's the current URL. Hold on, I'll write it down. Ready? Okay. www.shine.com. This is literally her website. / Thanks. Also, here's the backdoor password. Indon. Oyamaoku. Oyamaoku. This should work. Got it. I'll be waiting for my prize. Okay. I'll give you something good. What? For reals? Yeah. Awesome. Be careful out there. I'll be fine. I'm pretty resourceful. Later. Kamui.net, huh? I'm guessing we're going to go into chat soon. I didn't even have any new emails, but okay, I guess. I guess we were just doing whatever. So we're basically talking to you about Kamui.net before anything. Before we jump into finding more about Kamui.net, maybe. Memo. I accessed Kamui.net. I read a lot of kind of messages and replies and propaganda. This place is huge and weird. Kamui has been deified. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Deified, and is worshipped here. Yeah, because he's like a deity to those people who are worshipping Kamui.net, so it makes sense. It's kind of like it's kind of like the people who were really into Sayaka Bayan. Kamui.net is just totally full of crap. Even if there were not something there with any amount of meaning, it would be impossible to actually find it. Kamui.net is now deteriorating. Is Kamui hiding out there? Out here? To the chat room. Time to talk to you. Jeffrey, what the fudge? That was fun. It was like a dream. I didn't even notice the passing of time. Agreed. Good evening. Good evening, Sazanami. Hey, Sazanami. Long time no see, Sazanami. Are you guys talking about last week's offline party? Hello, Sazanami. Yeah, we watched the movie. 7th Guidance. It was awesome. Message from Sazanami. We know you're watching. That murder scene was crazy. Agreed. Message from Sazanami. Do you get it? This is a private message between you and me alone. You're watching me from there, right? You've been found out, everyone knows. Everyone dies, always, no matter what. Blood is blue. Response to Sazanami. Okay, so this command lets me chat specific... This command lets me message specific users only, so we can talk in secret. Message from Sazanami. Yeah. Well, yeah, duh. I don't know how you made it here, but screw off, you're annoying. It continues on forever. Response to Sazanami. Come on, let me try it out. Message from Sazanami. Everyone's starting to look into you. That was totally in homage. God damn the grammar. That was totally a homage to Kubrick. Agreed. I think Kubrick was the Shining director, the director to The Shining, and I think the Space One Odyssey. Was it called Space One Odyssey? I can't remember. Yeah. We bleed out and die. Totally. I'm sorry if I'm not reading the names with the messages, but I mean, you guys can probably get to the point with that. Response to Sazanami, and I read this instead of the freaking name, so whatever. What do you mean they're looking into me? Who you are, where you live, etc. They can find that out in minutes. Go for it. Do you know Typhoon? I live in number 501. If you're coming, I'll put coffee on. I'm hella bored anyway. What are you talking about? It's just some bullcrap. He thinks he'll be fine. Effing idiot. Or he just doesn't understand at all. Oh, I see. So the other guys can kind of read our secret message as well. Turtle guy. Oh, that's us right there. Yeah, because we're named Turtle guys. You dicks talking about me? Check this asshole out. You're gonna die. I can kill you anytime. Be a bit more friendly, dumbasses. What should we do with him? He's an amateur. You guys are dirty. You've all been monitoring me. Screw off. Shut the hell up. You stick out too much. Kill yourself. KYS is what they usually say online. But the point. Okay, fine. I got it. Sorry for disturbing your chat. I feel bad. I'll disappear. Screw off. Screw off. Screw off. Screw off, screw off, screw off. What command do I use to leave? Die. Man, the internet's so ruthless there. God damn. This place is fudged. Hey, I'm not surprised though. I'm not surprised that that's... I don't know why they're sending me to the inbox. There's no email at all. But yeah, I don't know why why are they such a douchebag? They weren't treating Tomo that badly before, and now they're treating us like we were Tomo. Because Tomo was the one who spoke like nonsense, and yet they were tolerating his nonsense for a little bit, and then they just started wanting to kill him, and I'm just like, the hell? It's like treating us like Tomo. It just makes no sense to me. But it makes sense that the internet is so toxic that it's representative in that chat room, and I kind of understand that. But at the same time, the weird thing is that nobody in the chat room would actually know who you are unless they really truthfully dig into you. But most people, an average user in the internet, don't do that nowadays, I think. Not enough people do that. Only very few people would do it. Like a rare subgroup of people will look into your information based on your username or something in a chat room. But it makes it easier because Discord is like, lets you link through your things, so it makes it easier too, if it's a Discord kind of thing. Damn. What's wrong? You look exhausted. I'm not exhausted. I'm not exhausted, but... Hey, you know what generation gap means? Did you get a young girlfriend or something? I mean, like, can you even understand the younger generation? Like the internet generation or whatever? Actually... there are more people on the net in their 30s than any other age group. Really. But people in their 30s may not really understand what the internet is really made of. I guess. What do you mean? For example, people publish their journals and stuff, right? Online, I mean. Journals. Yeah, I've seen those. I read those a lot myself. The ones written by younger people are totally beyond my comprehension. Like how? Those journals are written by writers who are conscious of their readers, right? And most of those writers have a specific type of reader in mind. They use words specifically to create a world only for themselves and the reader. There shouldn't be a huge number of people who can read something like that and actually understand it properly. But their journals are written with the perfect reader, who can understand and share the writer's feelings in mind. And that's some pretty lonely work, really. Don't you think? These people have the entire world as their audience, and yet they sit there writing up stuff that nobody can really understand. These aren't even messages, or real statements, or people who crave attention. They're just little tweets and Twitters. Just the tweets and Twitters. Very, very funny. I love how it's just the Twitterverse is what they're trying to say. He's talking about the Twitter stuff. But at the same time, it's true that there are people who come from different walks of life, and particularly different ages, that will write things that will be coherent to those who want to know it. But for those who don't understand it, they just read the headlines and move on with their day. And that's truthful in all things. And I think this guy knows pretty well about the internet, I feel like. But I guess this sort of thing is necessary. To young people, at least. What, these tweets and Twitters are necessary? Yes. That, and quietly bringing these things to light as well. And you read a lot of this kind of crap, huh? Yes. I'm sick, I suppose. I'm sick, I suppose. Okay. At least the bartender is, like, very understandable. I like the bartender character a lot. And I see why the bartender made a huge mark in Tokio's, like, mind when it came to the 25th ward. Because Tokio usually visits the bartender, but he wasn't there at the end of the day in that game, so... Understandable, very likable, and pretty smart, I guess. Like, the bartender is written to be very smart, in a weird sage-like character, like a person who has the wise man feeling about themselves. Any article is written under the assumption that the person or people will read it. Even articles that the writer doesn't want to read, subconsciously one begins to start speaking to the reader. Why do I write up my investigation reports like a diary? At first it was just for memo purposes. After several years, it turned into some sort of diary. Articles can't contain personal viewpoints. Maybe that's why I write all this stuff in a diary. Even more happily than writing the articles themselves. Why is he splitting the memo into pieces? I had a dream this morning. There was a long line of kids in front of me. They were all at a bus stop, waiting for the bus. I was there too, as a child. After a while, the bus came, and a pretty woman checked out each kid and let them on. My turn came, and as she checks me, she says, "You don't have enough live weight." I think they misworded the life with live, or living weight, I guess. So I'm gonna say life weight instead of live, because it's not live, it's life, I think. Because he's trying to say, like, how much life you have left, kind of thing. You don't have enough life weight, so you can't get on this bus. So I was left behind by myself and the bus took off. Oh, that was what he was talking about this morning with the life weight. I woke up just as I was crying my eyes out at being left behind. Life weight. What the hell is that? Inbox. No emails. Okay. Moving on to the next day. And then we need to end the episode though. Yeah, because there's so little points of me being able to stop and save, but okay. What? Who are you? The creepy music again. Huh! Crap. Again? I bet he'll write about that dream soon, probably. But I have a feeling that it's a sort of emotions being invoked because of the fact that the guy's gonna be hunting Tokio soon. Probably. Well, we won't know. That same dream again. I think maybe I'm cursed. My whole damn life is cursed. Alright, cool. Thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next episode. Or nobody minds. Hey, it's purple this time. Nice. In the next episode, we'll go ahead and continue chapter I, or episode I of Placebo, and we'll see what happens with Tokio. We're not sure what's gonna happen next, because so far there hasn't been any huge connections to what was happening in the main story of the Kamui-drome stuff so far, but I'm assuming that we'll be seeing something soon, because I know we email our character at a later point in that particular Kamui-drome, but I haven't seen Tokio personally email our character yet, so I'm kind of curious how that's going to go out. So otherwise, thank you guys for watching. In the next episode, again, continuing as Tokio, finishing up I, and then once we finish up with I, we'll go back to the transmitter and hopefully continue the main story there and see where it takes us with Tokio after that main story stuff. But otherwise, I think we're getting at a good, we're hitting at a good pace. Or if we're going to be done with this game, I think we'll probably be up to 50 episodes-ish, but I don't like that, but it's how it is potentially. With all the 30-minute marks of me reading through the whole thing and probably commentating my thoughts on certain things happening. yeah, otherwise that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching, and that's all for me. And hope you guys have a great, amazing day, week, and night, everyone's watching this. So, Roz, out.